The Real Weather Watch on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Soybean School. Find us at soybeanschool.com. We're joined right now on RealAgriculture.com by David Phillips from Environment Canada. Welcome today, David.
Well, thank you, Sean.
David, let's talk about southwestern Ontario. We have got some fantastic crops coming. We have a wheat harvest that might be a week to 2 weeks early. We've got corn and soybean fields that are off to a great start for the majority of the crop growing area of Ontario. What kind of summer can we expect?
Well, Sean, you really describe it well. I mean, we've had really especially compared to last year. I mean, my gosh, when I go back and I look at last year, I mean, and then compare it to the year before. This is almost this year in 2012. Looks like the beginning of the growing season that we saw in 2010, which was truly one of the best ever that Ontario farmers, producers have ever experienced. So now we get the next 5 days look absolutely what every farmer would like. Lots of sunshine, warming temperatures, dry weather, and just you can actually see the crop growing before your eyes. So I think there is a lot of optimism across southern Ontario as to what this season is going to be. Again, not a guarantee. Our models are showing, as we saw in Western Canada, it's more of the same. What we're seeing in all of Ontario, Quebec, in fact, most of Canada. We can just look at this map, and it covers really from almost the interior of BC right through to Atlantic Canada, covering all of southern Ontario. We see a period of from mid-June to mid-July being warmer than normal, being near normal precipitation to maybe a little drier than normal, but near normal precipitation, which is absolutely good news for farmers. Farmers don't care whether it rains on a weekend, but it just that as long as they get some rain regularly during the week. We look at the longer picture, Sean, and what we see with regards to the true summer period of, let's say, July and August. It is that same pattern of warmer than normal, and again, precipitation. Always tougher to get precipitation right because it comes in both on the prairies and in Ontario in a convective kind of way. In other words, it can rain on your front yard but not your backyard. So always a little bit more difficult to describe precipitation from in that sense. But what our models are showing again is that same kind of pattern of warmer than normal and normal to below normal precipitation, and we see that carrying right through to the growing of July and to the beginning of the harvest in August. Again, not on a day-to-day basis, but on that character, the personality, we think it will carry on to be the same.
And the challenge is you mentioned timely rains. We just the rain keeps just coming at sort of just exactly at the right time to keep us kind of going with the corn. The real challenge will be to continue with those timely rains and we don't get far behind because we do have one awesome corn crop coming.
Absolutely, and the warm, particularly we know that July is the warmest month here in southern Ontario. Yes, there are pockets of dry weather, as, for example, the Ottawa Valley has been a little bit more wet, but around the London area, they could use some more precipitation. Down in the Windsor area, they're all right. Things are looking really exceptionally good there. We know that the growing season, the number of growing units for growing crops is way up, principally because it began so early. I mean, there were farmers there, Sean, in late March and in early April were just itching to get on the field. I mean, they were held back because of their knowledge. They knew that, oh no, we can't do this because there are going to be these untimely frosts. And as it turned out, the frosts, there was some frost that did create some issues for certain growers, certain crops there at the end of April. But May has been clear sailing. It's been warmer than normal. And indeed, every month in the last year here in southern Ontario has been warmer than normal. We've never seen this string of warmer than normal. And our models are suggesting it's not going to come to an end. We think this is likely to certainly continue. So you're right. Timely rains, an inch of rain, 24 millimeters a week would be absolutely perfect. I think if there's anything that may be a problem for growers in southern Ontario, may be the shortage of precipitation, because we've seen certainly going into right now, as we get into the warm season, there is some deficits, there is some shortages in some areas. And if it does turn out to be warmer than normal, even in a warmer than normal July and August, Sean, you need more precipitation to match that kind of warmer temperatures. There's going to be more transpiration, more evaporation taking place. So in an ideal world, you would want warmer than normal and wetter than normal. So if you're getting something that's below normal precipitation, there may be issues there. There may be some irrigation required. So getting the crop growing early, though, is a very important factor. Farmers have told me, you can get the crop growing early, then it almost means that it's maturing before you get those dog days of summer where you need the more moisture. So it's almost as if you can take advantage of that early and to do more with less moisture. And I'm sure that growers are counting on that. They see that as the potential this year, and their ace in the hole is the fact that they were able to plant early, and things are well ahead of what they should be. And that's I can tell you, the farming community in Ontario is feeling pretty good right now. This year, right now, it's looking like the best of times.